The other day, Twitter announced that it'd be putting the beloved two-factor authentication by text message behind the Twitter Blue paywall. This, of course, has been met with tremendous backlash. However, a lot of people, including Elon Musk, have stated that other authentication methods, like the Authentication app, are more secure. But if text message authentication is less secure, why is the weaker security being kept exclusively for Twitter Blue members? If anything, wouldn't they make the stronger security exclusively for premium members and the weaker security for free members? What exactly are Twitter's motivations behind this update? To answer this, we have to start at the beginning. The first information about two-factor authentication through text messages or short message service, aka SMS for short, being put behind a paywall came from Twitter's own blog on the 15th. However, basically no one reads the twitter.com blog, so it didn't really come into the public eye at all until it was announced through a tweet a few days later on the Twitter support Twitter account. The post reads that only Twitter Blue members will be able to use SMS two-factor authentication starting March 20th. It also mentions that everyone will be able to continue using other authentication methods such as security keys or the Authentication app. At first, a lot of people were reasonably mad at this basic form of security being put behind a paywall. It seems like common decency to give your users a safe experience, but then others pointed out how it doesn't matter that much because the Authentication app is really stronger, which was met by more people questioning that because then why would Elon put it behind a paywall? So basically everyone was arguing back and forth about which one was more secure. A quick Google search can actually solve this problem, and I can pull up a number of sources that directly answer this. And the answer is that the Authenticator app is more secure by quite a large margin. And as a fairly tech-savvy person myself, I can confirm I knew this from the start. I see people more often debate whether or not SMS 2FA is even more secure than zero two-factor authentication because that's how bad SMS 2FA actually is. The Authenticator app is strides ahead of SMS 2FA. And as with all my videos, my sources are linked in MLA format in the description, by the way, if you don't believe me or you need to verify for yourself. But that leaves the question, if SMS two-factor authentication is really that bad, why is it being held as a benefit of having Twitter Blue? Why is this a product to be sold? The previously mentioned Twitter blog post explains that this update is for security reasons and so that SMS 2FA isn't utilized by bad actors. But then why are Twitter's most valued members the ones with access to this flawed authentication technique? My personal theory is that it's so Twitter Blue members get hacked and they have to buy Twitter Blue again, but the more likely option is price and or convenience. Two-factor authentication through text messages is, according to Twitter's blog, a popular option, and I'd imagine it to be the most popular option. I mean, everyone has a phone and it's so much easier to be texted a code than having a separate app installed and then going to check that app for a code that will only expire in a few seconds. Texts are just easier, even if it's less secure. I also mentioned price, and while this is a little more theoretical, I wouldn't be surprised if running some sort of text bot is more expensive than synced code through an authentication app. I tried to find a source on which one was more expensive and I wasn't able to, so if you happen to know, please leave it down in the comments with a source. It would be massively helpful to me. But because of my inability to find a source on which one is more expensive, take this with a grain of salt. Frankly, it's just a guess of mine based on the fact that Twitter's trying to save money everywhere right now, and this could be one of those ways. But again, there's no foundation for that. I just mention it because it sounds likely and reasonable to me. Of course, there's the third option, which is that Elon is really trying to increase everyone's security and just wants to leave the option open for Twitter Blue members. However, considering Twitter's previous updates mainly being ones that cut costs and incentivize Twitter Blue, in my opinion, it's probably just Elon trying to put the easiest form of 2FA behind a paywall. Again, though, this could be beneficial because the Authenticator app is better. What's also beneficial, whether you're a content creator trying to stay sharp or a viewer staying current on how social media is trying to manipulate you, is subscribing to this channel. We cover all the latest updates to social media platforms, so sub if you want to stay up to date. And if you want to learn about Amazon's new TikTok clone, yes, they are actually rolling one out. Make sure to click the video on screen right now. My name is Sold, and this was The Algorithm Anchor.